I want to welcome everyone. This is Randy Chandler. This is the Prophetic Place, and we have put together a collection of prophetic words that have been given over the last since '07, the last couple of years, and we're calling it the Collage Collection of Prophecies, the Prophetic Collage Collection, and we're excited about it. It's revealing, bringing forth pictures. A collage is a collection of pictures. And in these pictures that God has given me, He's given me parts here and parts there. And all those parts are beginning to come together, and I want to share them with you piece by piece, little by little. This is part number 2. We're talking about the back to back calamities that God showed me that would happen and what it would create, and gave me a vision about that. I want to share the vision with you right now. In the vision, I gave I gave this word back in August. I actually received the vision the end of July of '09, and made the word, documented the word a couple of days later. And when God spoke to me in this vision, just a few days later, I received another word from Him. He spelt out the word for me, implosion, which was given me to understand that the calamities that we're about to talk about will create an inward, violent, well-structured collapse. It's kind of like men who would purposefully collapse a building by placing explosives at the base of the steel beams to implode and collapse the complete structure from within. So will the economy collapse likewise as this process begins to happen. In the vision, I was sitting in the office of a businessman in a business office, like a high-rise building. I was thinking on the bottom floor, and in the back of the wall, the outer wall was glass. You can see outside, and I was sitting in this office. It looked like a friend of mine is in the financial industry, and as we were talking together, I looked up through the glass, and the outer walls of the office, and pointed to a storm I saw coming toward us. And the only way I can describe it, it looked like a little Texas, what we call a Texas dirt devil, looked like a small tornado, about maybe 10 foot high, something like that, and dirt and swirling around. It looked like we call it a dirt devil here in Texas. And it seemed like, as I was warning my business friend, pointing to it, he didn't even look at me, and it seemed like he couldn't really hear me. It's like he couldn't hear me. His ears weren't listening to me. And it passed by very close to the office where we're sitting, but it didn't destroy it. And that storm was amazing. That the interpretation is very amazing. And in a short time, still in the vision, I looked up again and saw another storm coming from a distance, and this one was huge. I mean, it was like, it made the other one look like nothing practically. It was huge, like hundreds of feet tall, like a 20, 30, 40, 60-story building, maybe taller in a distance. And when I saw that, it looked like a boxed in storm. That's what it looked like. It looked like a big boxed in storm with several things together. They were all packed together like in a box form. And one of them even looked like a high-rise building to me. But I couldn't really tell what the other things were. All I know is that it was huge, and it was strange looking for a storm because it was made up of several different things, and they were not plain to me what they were, but they were all packed together like they were all connected. And I pointed out the second storm to my business friend. I said, there's a big storm coming, and it's like he couldn't hear me. He didn't even look. It's like he didn't hear a word I was saying. And as this huge storm approached the office, I could hear and feel the power and the roar of it, and it was powerful. And I stepped out of the office to get away from it, and my friend just still sitting there, and almost had the door shut from leaving the office when the storm hit the office. You could hear a big crash of the glass, and I could hear I heard the thing. It was huge, and the destruction of the explosion of the office caused the glass to be shattered, and you can hear the glass shattering. As I was shutting the door, a piece of glass flew over my head to show me that it had truly been destroyed. And even though the glass didn't touch me, I wasn't harmed. He showed me plainly that it was shattered and completely destroyed. Well, the interpretation is very clear to me. The first storm came when God warned me about the July 2008 major landslide. It's the way He gave it to me, a major landslide. I'll share that specific vision in another video, but just watch for that. And it was speaking about the U.S. economy specifically happening on the week of October, a major collapse happening in October, a landslide, as was shown in a dream. And I warned people publicly on my website, and that it was coming. Very few, I think, if no one really heeded to it, they just acted like they couldn't hear me, just like the dream. And right after the storm passed, God showed me another one thereafter. He spoke to me and gave me a word about, just back in May of 2010, which is this year, last year. He showed me that, the stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was going to go to 12,200, which it hasn't reached that yet, and that's been several months ago. And when I got that word, it didn't seem like that was going to happen. It looked like they were all the news they were talking about, a second storm hitting. They were calling it a second storm, a second collapse, like a back-to-back one, and it didn't happen. But the Lord showed me that the market's going to go to 12,200, which is not there yet. This is like in January of 2011 that I'm making this video. And so anyway, in the vision, the interpretation of the vision, the second storm made the first storm look like nothing. In other words, the storm that's coming as the market reached 12,200, and some things happen there I'm going to explain in just a minute that are connected to it, that the second storm is going to make the first storm look like basically nothing. In other words, the 2008 collapse and all the banks situations closing, and the collapse of the economy, and the whole thing. Well, there was a short space in there where the second storm hit, and in that space of time, the Lord began to show me that they're gonna think they've recovered. It's gonna look like the market has recovered, and boy, I wish it was. But in the vision I've gotten from the Lord, that it has not truly recovered, but they're going to think it has. People are going to believe that it has recovered. So when they hear this word, they're just going to they're not going to hear me. They're going to want to hear me because it's difficult to hear this. But the second storm will happen very soon. I say very soon, and I really don't have a timing on it yet. But as it happens, it will be centered around the market reaching 12,200, and then some other things will begin to happen after that. And I want you to get ready to watch another video on that, talking about Israel and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And we'll talk about that here on the next video. So, friend, I want you to know that this vision God gave me about this, it was another picture of what is coming down the pike, what's coming to pass in the near future. I don't have a date on when the second storm is going to hit, though he's shown me definite signs of what we can look for and see that will develop it and what would happen. So you'll be warned that you don't get caught up into it and like the person in the dream, not hearing what was being said, and you'll take the warning and take heed to it, because it's going to be a purpose collapse. Although the things that are going to happen around it are very natural calamities. The building that I saw that looked like a huge building, a huge box-looking thing of a storm. There's storm all around it. The second storm was huge. That it looked like it was almost looked like it was organized somehow or another, and structured. But they were back to back. They were so close. They were back to back. And that storm is what is coming, and it has not hit yet, but it will hit. It will come soon. And listen for the warnings on that. I'll be talking about that here in a little bit. And that second storm made the first storm look like it was nothing. Actually, make it look like a dirt devil. And most of you know who suffered. The whole world suffered from that. And what's this thing going to do? It's just going to be amazing. So make sure you watch that video. It'll be coming up here, called the Israel 12,200 Dow Jones Industrial Word on our collage collection. So those storms that were revealed in the second storm are calamities that will be coming back to back. That will be back to back. In other words, earthquakes. And what right now Australia is having the worst storms they've ever had, the floods. So we're seeing earthquakes happening in Haiti. All these things are coming back to back, friends. So we're seeing the warning signs of what God showed me in that vision. I documented all this stuff back in I think in August of 2009. So it's all been documented. Those of you that know me and watch me, I had this vision. I had this vision in '09. So get ready for the rest of it, and we're going to be talking about it here in just a few more videos. So watch out, be ready, listen, and appreciate your support for our ministry. God bless you. This is Randy Chandler, and we'll talk to you again.